Welcome back to another episode of Put It on the List. I am Francisco.
And I am Andres. All right, sir. What do we got this week?
This week we got a super fun show. We got lots of trailers, nerd news of the week. We watched some things and we put some things on the list. And of course, we end with our world famous double feature. Let's start the show. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
Fantastic, man.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
I heard you had an interesting morning this morning. I heard you were all over the interwebs of the socials.
That's funny. I didn't even know that we're doing that. I don't know if I was like lost in time and space because I was floating. Because I was dapping my guy up. Small person, Mr. Jason Momoa, walked by and he was promoting his vodka. And I was standing there at work and he gave me a dap. And his hand wrapped around my fist. And I was like, oh my goodness. He definitely moisturizes and is nice and soft.
Imagine our surprise. It's like a picture and I saw like a back of a head in the back of another head. And I'm like, is that them? And then all of a sudden, like, I don't know how long after, minutes, an Instagram video went up of him like walking through the area. And your big head shows up in like the entire video. And he walks right up to you and like, you guys have a moment. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty funny.
I was the first person he said hi to.
All right.
I was like, sweet.
All right. Real question for you, though.
Yeah.
Did his hair smell like cinnamon or other?
You know, like you're not the first person that has asked me what he smelled like or his hair. I got to say, I got no scent.
Nothing. He's a predator. He's out there hunting.
Yeah. I mean, his hair was up in a bun, so it wasn't like his full mane wasn't out for exposure,
disappointment.
But yeah, and he was rocking an interesting look, man bun with a hat. But you know, I'm not gonna judge him.
That was pretty crazy. Talk about random.
It was random.
So he's gonna be joining us in 10 minutes to discuss his new trailer.
Yeah. I was gonna pitch him a movie too. I was like, picture this, man. Moana 2. The Rock versus Aquaman. Come on. The sing-along version. Come on. That would have been great. Little baby Moana in the middle, and then we got, the Rock and Jason Momoa going at it. That's good, bro.
And in the end, they're friends.
Yeah. They're long-lost brothers.
Ooh.
Maui and Kawi. I don't know.
Kawi. Yeah, man. That would be something I might watch. I don't know, but I think
I love Moana.
That movie's so good. Those little coconut people, that whole thing's the best.
Yeah.
Hilarious. But speaking of that Aquaman, all right, so let's get into the trailers.
Let's get into the trailers.
First trailer, what is it?
Aquaman. Back in theaters December 20th, ready to rake in the money. Show me the money.
In the Lost Kingdom.
Yeah. Did you watch the trailer?
I did.
All right.
My question is, did I watch the first film?
No, that's why I asked you if you watched the trailer, because I know that you're a hater, typical hater self, didn't watch the movie. I watched 38.3% of it.
Yeah, I fast forwarded through a lot of Aquaman. And it was crazy is I swear that movie made like $1 billion at the box office. And
it did.
Like, this film is just awkward.
Because people have taste.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Fucking half the film takes place in the desert. Aquaman, good job.
Exaggerating.
Someone did not get the fucking memo, I guess. It
was only 15.5% of the film.
Oh my God. I was like, what the shit is this?
They did a good job of hiding Amber Heard in this trailer.
Dude, was she in it at all? I think
No, 0% of the fucking shots.
I think my favorite part was it was like him and his kid.
Oh yeah.
Mommy ain't in any of the fucking shots.
He's changing the diapers by himself. Solo
Like,
dolo.
he's a single dad now and having Amber Heard.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that. But anyways, the trailer. How did you like the trailer?
It was confusing. I love Aquaman. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it. But I was a little confused. I was like the first, I don't know, 30 seconds. I'm like, is this a goddamn comedy? Like, because he's talking about being a single dad, or like not a single dad, a dad.
He
And
pulls
like
up in a
having
minivan and shit.
and like responsibilities, and he's walking through the dirty clothes hanging and stuff. Oh yeah, and I have a full-time job. And he's got this fucking Aquaman gear hanging. Which, by the way, I hate to say this, it looked like shit. like like that shot when he showed up, because then like I feel like they made him look thicker than he is. I don't know. It was like his proportion wasn't correct in that shot when he was wearing it. I'm like, dang. I hope it don't look like this the rest of the time.
We'll find out when it comes out. I think December 20th. I will say I thought Black Mantis looked fucking cool. I like the actor that plays him, whose name I could never get right, so I'm not going to try. But he was awesome, like Watchmen, and he's okay in the Matrix films.
Ambulance.
He's a good actor. So he was underused in the first Aquaman. He looks pretty badass in this one. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
I did not like the whole the main bad guy in the first Aquaman was his brother, I think, for the most part, I believe. And so what are they going to for the second one? Him and his brother are going to team up to save the world.
Hey, misplaced anger.
After they try to destroy it in the first film. Like, okay. And the usual stuff. I'm like, cool. And it's like the dude from, is it Insidious? I think he's in that.
Yeah, Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, I like Patrick Wilson, but is it me? I swear in the trailer they showed him there's someone like super shredded. And I was like, and then it cut to like his face, but they didn't show his body. I'm like, what's going on?
No, I think here's my theory on that, because when you first see him in the trailer, he has like long hair and like he's been in exile, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the desert. So he looks all scrawny because he can't, like, they put him the furthest away from water, so he doesn't have any power. So I think that has to do with it, where he's like just shriveled up version of himself. And then once he gets closer to water and starts,
he gets all shredded.
Yeah, not shredded, but
you got.
But I mean, hey, this guy, dude, he was the owl guy in Watchmen, dude. I'm like, hey, low key, this guy has had an amazing career, because he's also the Conjuring guy. He's also been in all the Conjuring movies.
He was the bad guy in A-Team. He was in he's always good. Like everything he does, he's like, he has this mellowness. I like him a lot. But but the trailer,
I give it a B.
Is this a theater for you? Is it on your list for theaters, or are you thinking more of a streamer?
I might convince my kids to go watch this. I just like all the colors. I'm a little kid. I like the colors, and I like how shiny it is. I like all the animals. I just want to see a shark bite a whale. I don't know, bro. We'll see what happens, All
right. Cool. All right. Well, that's December. I will wait for the streamers personally, but
yeah.
Fingers crossed. That's awesome.
This next one I put on here just for you, because I know you really like the first one.
Yeah.
So this is not the second one, but the third installment of the Trolls.
That was my next question for you, because I could not figure out, like, was there a second Trolls film? Is this the second one, or is this the third? I'm so confused.
This is the third one, and it's called Trolls Band Together.
Because nowhere in I reread the fucking description. I'm like, in the third film, it didn't say any of that shit, so I couldn't figure out, like, is this the second film or the third film? I think there was a TV show or something, but yeah, I loved the first film. Like, it was shockingly fun, and I had no idea. And then, based on the goofiness of like the idea, fucking singing trolls, I'm like, and that's what this trailer was, and it looks, same shit. And if they can execute the way the first film was good, like at that level where I'm just laughing my ass off at crazy shit, I'm in. But from this trailer, I didn't really get like that level of laughs. But who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
I
willing to
mean, it
give it
only
a shot.
took you like a decade to watch the first one, so
Right? Dude,
and the and
do
the
I strike you as a troll fucking movie guy? The answer is no.
just a troll in general, but boom. But and the joke still landed for you, even though they're dated as fuck. So it's we'll see, man. Maybe you're just on a time delay where
Maybe
you watch the trailer and you're like, eh.
I should seek out the second one. I don't know where it's at, but it looks fucking. I mean, the first one was great. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. All
But yeah,
right.
wait,
I'll
are
give
you going to
that
see this in
another
theaters? Are you going to see it in theaters with the
probably.
kiddos? Okay.
Probably. This was a fan like Zenaida was Princess Poppy for a few months.
Oh damn.
What everything Princess Poppy.
Okay.
So
So yes. All right.
all
What's the
right,
next trailer?
moving on. This one I don't think you watched. It's a little film called The Killers of the Flower Moon. Only because we already know you're gonna watch it, right?
Number one, I watched the first trailer. That's all I needed. Like that alone gave me like too much, but it looked awesome, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm in. And
This one's
you're in.
each trailer has looked better. So I feel like I don't know if they're just like, and each trailer is a different movie.
Hmm.
So
Well,
I
it's
don't
gonna
know.
be next month, man. It comes out next month, at least in
Yeah.
theaters, and then not too long after that, Apple. So I'm so looking forward to this. I think it's probably gonna be one of the best films of the year. Guessing.
They showed Leonardo making some crazy faces. I'm like, ooh, that looks intense.
Him and Scorsese were working on this film for so long, man. I kind of wanted to read the book before I watched the film, but I
Yeah.
don't think that's gonna happen. I heard the book's amazing, so I'm like,
Yeah.
shit. But we'll see
And I
what
definitely
happens.
like how I feel like this is the first time I see Robert De Niro playing his age. like like this old fucking old guy, like usually he's like plays as a guy 20 years younger than him or something. I'm like, but he's like, oh yeah, you see, like it belongs to them, blah blah blah. Like he's a fast talking kind of like slimy banker guy,
Mhm.
and he's old, and I mean it kind of fits him. I'm excited to see how he does with it. And
I'm
there's a
looking
lot
forward
of
to it.
I'm excited, bro. I'm
Same, yeah.
excited. Yeah. So that was an A for me. A plus.
This is gonna
Can't
fit into
wait.
the Sheridan verse, fucking those movies.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna try to make it to the movies for that one if I
That would
can.
be gorgeous. All right, what else
Yeah.
we got? What's the next one?
All right. The final trailer for Gareth Edwards, the creator. September 29th.
Yeah, 2 weeks. I did not watch it, and I just want to because I just want to watch the damn movie. I already watched the first trailer. I'm in. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
There was a cool article about how they made the film for cheaper because they got a small crew and just traveled all over the world to shoot at amazing places versus shooting like on a green screen and making it look fake and then hiring a ton of people to do the work. So they just went out and actually shot as much as they could to make it look awesome. I don't know what to tell you. Oh man, this movie looks fucking dope.
Yeah. It does look dope. I gotta say, this trailer gave me a little bit of sad seas. Give me a little sad. I think
Dude,
this movie's gonna be like,
there's no way this is gonna be a happy movie.
but it just, I don't know, bro. It's like a lot of sadness going around. And did you see that opening day of football? They planted a bunch of guys dressed up as the droids and stuff in the football game. Did you see that?
No.
In the Charger game, they planted them in the sofas.
Maybe that's the one. I know a bunch of nuns were hanging out in some of the places.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that was promotional. I don't know if they could do that. But there was a bunch of people dressed up as those androids. What would you call them?
The AI fucking droids.
Yeah, with the neck in the back and
yeah.
And dude, what's his name? The Japanese director or actor Ken Watanabe. Yeah, he's in it. And telling him Sassy's is coming, dog. Bro, I don't know.
I don't care.
It's gonna be sad, but I'm looking forward to it.
Next
one. It looks beautiful. Next up, the Dark Harvest. David Slade.
Do you know
Creepy
David Slade?
corner.
This is a creepy corner. Are you
Looks
familiar with David
fun.
Slade? I gotta tell
Yeah.
you, I thought it looked fun too. The vibes were cool. It's like,
Yeah.
how do I like? There's like this retro, designy, small town. Something's in the cornfield. I'll tell you right now, ain't
Yeah.
nothing good ever happened in the cornfield
No,
around
no, no.
October in a small town.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is that. And I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit! And it didn't look like it was like cheeseball. It looked like they put some thought
Yeah.
into it, and the characters weren't fucking idiots. And it's like, oh shit!
Yeah.
Like the design of
Yeah.
certain things and masks, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Shit! I think I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah. It had that 50s era period piece type
Mhm.
thing with
Mhm.
with a sci-fi
Yeah.
horror, you know?
Yeah.
Cause like that when the guy's telling the story, it's like, oh, we gotta kill it before this. I'm like, well, why is it still there? Who killed it last year? Is it like once a year? Or like I have questions.
Mhm.
But it's just it looked fun. It looked fun. I'm
It looks
excited
fun.
to see
And
like
look, they did a good job shooting it and
yeah.
acting, everything. Looks like it's like a solid fucking film.
Yeah. Video on demand. I'm interested. I wonder how long before it goes on a streamer.
We'll keep an eye out for this one. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Though.
October 13th, Dark Harvest. Creepy corner time. Yeah.
All right, sir. Out of trailers.
Other trailers. Next up, news and tidbits.
Imagine that it is a thin week of news. But
Yeah.
all right, far away with speaking of sadness. What happened? What just happened?
First up, out of nowhere. Not really out of nowhere. I mean, they were like the leaves were painted on the wall. What was that saying?
The
I butcher this thing.
were painted on the wall. What the fuck?
What's that? The wall, the reading the leaves on the wall. What's the saying, bro? Come on, there's a saying.
Reading the tea leaves, maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
I'll take that one.
Wall. Anyways,
There's nothing with a wall, reading the wall.
Just read the fucking news.
Winning Time. One, a show that we love.
Dunzo.
Got canceled. The only 2 seasons. We're not gonna get to see Larry Bird get his ass kicked for whatever amount of time.
It sucks. A lot of people were disappointed in that, and a lot of people were the people making the author of the book, and I think it was the folks that worked on it were all like telling everyone, hey, like this show needs more people, more eyes. They needed more viewership to justify, I think, the cost, because this is not a cheap show. I think it's a super heavy design. Like it's a period piece. It drips with period. It's cool. The costumes, the locations, the sets, like the fucking basketball games themselves.
The cast.
Really expensive. And they needed to really, really perform. And fuck. Maybe they'll do like a one-off movie to finish it. That would be cool. But man,
and it's like I'm all the way caught up. I think I'm just missing one episode.
Yeah, I think it's
of this current season, and it took like a season and a half to get Pat Riley to be fucking Pat Riley. And I'm like, damn, dude. Pat Riley's still in the game. He's like the CEO of fucking Miami, the Miami Heat. That guy's still in the game. And it's like, 40 years later.
It's fucking wild.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I'm like, I wanted to go and continue the journey, but the journey's gone in early. There's always the book called, what's it called? Showtime. So if folks are loving the show, check out the book.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right.
Rest in peace, Winning Time. All right. Next up, we got a little bit, what would you call it?
I'll take this one. Mr. Tea Leaves.
Yeah.
There were 2 talk shows that they just announced are going to come back to start filming again. The Drew Barrymore talk show. Didn't even know she had one. And Bill Maher with his Real Time on HBO, I think it is. They just announced like this week, like in the last week or so, they're going to start filming again. And that upset a lot of people. And they could technically do this because they were just not going to have any writers. And that meant they were just going to sit and talk like us 2 idiots. And it was going to be not the same thing. and you would see how talentless they are. Maybe, I don't know, without the writers, but that was mean. But it got a ton of blowback. People are
You've
like
been on a
saying
roll.
you can't do that because, well, you can technically do that because they're not violating all the rules, but providing content to the networks is like less incentive for the networks and companies to do a damn deal immediately so everyone get back to work.
Yeah.
Like, they're providing them content, they can make money on it. So they're like, what are you doing?
Mm.
The other side of it, though, and I totally get this, is like they said they want to bring the crew back because the crew's been out of work for like fucking,
Yeah.
I don't know how long, 4 months at this point, which is ridiculous. And like, the crews are probably suffering. Everyone's suffering that's not working for like months and months and months and months. And so I understand that argument of like, fuck, we got to get our crew paid for at least do it for a month. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that. Like, if they want to, they're going to bring back like 100 people, get them some work, get some money in some of their pockets, pay some rent, feed their kids. So I totally get that side of the argument too. But there was a lot of blowback. And so they decided to both those shows not move forward with filming.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's, yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I see both sides. You know what I'm saying? It's like a united front, a strong front, but at the same time, people need to eat. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
But I think because of the blowback, they decided to just keep going. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Strike's still going, so we'll see.
Did you hear about the auto workers going on strike? I think it's as of today.
Which workers?
The United Auto Workers.
Oh no, I didn't hear
Michigan. That. There's something like 100 and something thousand, I think, that are covered by this whole thing.
Wow.
And they did not make a deal. So now the strike, I think, begins today. They're doing like a targeted slow thing where they just hit individual factories like randomly to disrupt everything, but they still keep some people working, but they disrupt the whole operation as a whole. And that was an interesting strategy to kind of like mess with their leaders of the companies, but and to get people kind of paid at the same time so that they don't suffer like just being completely out of work. But that's an interesting one. But keep an eye on that one. That one's gonna get, those guys have strategy. So there's a lot of folks on strike right now.
What? It's crazy. All right. Moving on. I put this on here for you. Paddington 3. Going back to Peru. Aching to Triangle of Sadness. When I read that, I was like, what?
I saw that.
It's not going to be a happy bear? Question mark?
Did you read the fucking article?
Yeah, I read the article. I'm like, okay, it's going to be that part. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're stranded on a beach.
This is a weird.
This is a big plot reveal. I'm like, I don't know.
It's also a really weird title to call this fucking
the article.
I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck kind of article name is this?
Paddington Triangle of Sadness.
Like, talking about two opposites. I'm like, bro.
Maybe a triangle because there's 3 films and it's like they make me sad because they exist.
Shut the fuck up.
But anyways, yeah, I guess they're like, oh, it's gonna be funny, like dry humor, and they're stranded on the beach for part of the film.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
And he's gonna, dude, 1 out of 10 that this movie gets racist with the bear and then the accents visiting the grandma bear. They're gonna visit the grandma bear.
Probably.
And then they're going to have her talk English, but she's Peruvian. So guess what?
Maybe she hung out in fucking England. I don't know.
She's going to have a Peruvian accent.
Hopefully we'll find out next year when this film comes out.
And they're going to be like, they're going to lay it on thick. You know what I'm saying?
Crying, dude. You're going to be crying.
Ay, mijo, my bear, my Care Bear. I don't even know what they say. Bears.
Clearly. Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Fucking nail her.
Nail her. Bro, you nailed it with that nailer. Put a star on that in your insult book. Fucking bring that one back.
I'll put it next to your fucking T.
Yeah. Make sure you use a typewriter and fucking type it in there. All right, buddy. what we watched a lot of things this week. All right.
A lot.
First up, Daryl Dixon, the spinoff pilot of Walking Dead. Mr. Dixon has his own show, AMC Prime.
And you watched the first episode.
And I watched the pilot. Yes, I watched the first episode.
Were you excited?
I liked it because I felt like it didn't have any weight. Like, oh, I'm not watching The Walking Dead, so I'm just watching a zombie show, kind of, because I didn't see a lot of zombies, but there was a lot of, I think it takes place like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's been, when did the first one come out? 2011, the first show? I think somewhere around there. So it's been 10, 12 years. So I don't know. It's interesting the way they did it. He's in Europe, and they got him there in an interesting way. So part of the show, he's like wandering through south of France. And you're like, interesting. And there was a lot of like cool shots of the country and like him walking through it. And so all that was interesting. And then once we start meeting some people, you get to, be like, oh yeah, it's really cynical and, everybody's out for their own kind of shit, so it was cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it. There's some cool imagery going on. He ends up in a convent and there's a bunch of nuns and they're like, guess what? They kill zombies. So killer nuns out there, zombies. Daryl Dixon, I'm in.
Okay.
France. Let's do it.
Is it so I could just tune in and I won't be missing a beat? I just hear like zombies, zombie killers.
Yeah,
France.
I mean, it's just him. So yeah, there's nothing attaching the show to The Walking Dead.
Okay, that sounds great. I don't know. Let me know if it gets really cool. Maybe I'll check it out because I did not enjoy the show all that much.
Yeah, and I think I stopped watching the show a long time ago too. But I just so I was like, oh, it's just Daryl. I know who Daryl is, and that's it. That's all I know.
Remember that time we're at the Comic-Con and a fucking black SUV like pulls up right in front of us.
Yeah,
and the window rolls down and he's right there and he's like, "What's up?" You're like,
"What's up,
Norman Reedus?"
What's up? Yeah, Norman Reedus.
People started
and there was a shootout. Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
cool. I'm glad you liked that. It's on Prime.
Well, it's an AMC Plus show, but they're showing the first show for free on Prime.
Ooh, little teaser. Okay.
Maybe so they're trying to get people to sign up to Prime. I mean, sign up to AMC Plus.
Yeah. All right, because we need more fucking streamers.
Yeah.
All right. You good? Moving on?
Yeah. Mr. Brightside, yes.
Yes, thank you.
What do we got?
We got Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Volume 3. Your boy finally, after it being like fucking streaming for like a month, finally got to watch it. And I know you wanted to chat a little. We haven't really chatted about at all. So I know you had feelings and you gave me a review and you liked it. You got all fucking teary eyed and I might have felt a little emotion, a little something.
What?
All right.
You got feelings?
So non-spoiler review.
Yeah.
I thought this was one of the best Marvel films in a long time. It was consistent. It looked good. It made sense. It had a beginning and a middle and an end. The characters were defined. The bad guy was bad. The good guys were good. They didn't overly stuff it with it was simple. They wanted to like save their buddy. And it was like it. I'm like, cool. And then along the way, they went on a little, I grew into a little bit of a bigger mission, but then, I mean, it's all focused. And it made you feel stuff along the way, and you introduced some new characters, not in a bad way. And it kind of ended like, okay. And it felt kind of like, not a definitive end, but I mean, it was definitely like an end of a big chapter. So I was like, cool. Like, I did a great job. I would watch it again. Like, the film was pretty much, this is like one of the best shot Marvel films in a long time too. It did not look cheeseball or redone and re-cheat, like where they reshoot shit like 20 times and they just pick and choose and things don't match. It doesn't feel right. But this, like, the pacing was great. The humor, I laughed a lot. The action was really fun. It wasn't overly long. There's one shot or one sequence. I'm like, this is going a little too long. feel super awesome, but the idea was cool. But overall, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna watch this again. This is fucking cool. And that's my overall impression of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 without spoilers. Do you want to get into some spoilers, son?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, spoiler, folks. Fast forward 7.5 minutes, and you're good. Spoilers. Fire away.
Did you feel like you were held at emotional gunpoint when they were like messing with the little animals?
Yeah, that was too much. That's my biggest complaint. And like I want to watch the film with Christina too, but I'm like I told her like I think I'm gonna fast forward through some stuff because they just like put
you
the
can't
screws
fast forward through shit.
They get like the fucking it's so manipulative, man. It's like so many like let's get the cutest things, make them fucking the victims and like and it's just fucking torture and fucking and the one thing I didn't like, but I guess I don't know what's what it was when the majority of them get killed towards the end or the into the flashbacks. I'm like, that was a little too fast. It was like bang, bang, bang. I was like, what just happened here?
Yeah.
But the idea is there. And it's cool that they went back to explore Rocket's super fucking traumatized past. And they explored that at the same time, like his uniqueness and his unique ability. Like why they couldn't figure out why is he so special. And they kind of never really
girl's
did.
name? Kyla?
I think that sounds about right. It was just like, fuck.
What was that? Dude, I remember like staying up at night watching TV and like the fucking stupid sad dog commercials would come on with Sarah McLachlan singing. And I'm like, I felt like I was watching that shit. I'm like, and I couldn't change the channel.
Dude,
and you fast forward it, you know what I'm saying? But you can't fast forward it in the theater, dog. That much. My daughter's looking at me like, what the fuck, Dad?
I didn't fast forward it. Dad? When I watch it again, I'll fast forward it. Yeah, man. Like that was for a kid. I'm like, oh man, I feel bad for you.
My nephew asked my sister's like, why did you bring us here? It was traumatizing. But hey man, we got to toughen up these kids. We got to toughen them up. But I also had the vibes of like these are all like Sid's leftovers, you know, from Toy Story.
Yeah. I thought the villain was great. It's just this fucking guy who just wants like
what was his name?
Not the creator. That's the fucking
movie. Yeah, something like that. Something close to that.
Yeah.
And the actor is really good.
He's great.
He was the guy from
Peacemaker.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, great actor. He brought his fucking cast over from Peacemaker. If you notice, there's like several folks that were from that film in this one.
I love that they've been together for so long that we pretty much know the relationship that each person or character has with each other. And they're tight, man. It's a tight crew and they have a tight bond. And everybody, man, I love the relationship between Mantis and
Drax?
Yeah, Drax. Oh my god, dude. It was endearing and
it was so much better and more than it's ever had in the other two films. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this one was more about relationships. And the other ones were not. They were like, let's go on an adventure and let's do some shit.
Yeah.
This one was like character focused. I'm like, dude, yes.
Yeah.
Like I'm really hoping like he can do something like this for Superman, James Gunn. But man, there's so many cool things. Like it's funny, James Gunn's brother has a bigger part in all of his movies.
Oh yeah.
He's good. He's a good actor. So it's like cool. The Cosmo dog, I don't know where that dog came from. I gotta look that up. It's probably some other movie or some show that I didn't end up watching somehow. Slipped through the cracks.
Isn't that Superman's dog?
No, that's Crypto. It's a different dog.
Oh,
this
Crypto.
This is a Russian space dog.
Cosmo,
yeah.
Yeah.
But man, there were so many cool little parts. The only thing I was a little like disappointed was Adam. He didn't really do all that much, and he was kind of a dummy. Adam Warlock, I mean. I thought he would do a lot more.
He was yoked, huh?
Yeah, but they barely I thought they were going to show him constantly, like with no shirt on.
Yeah.
Like he spent like a year getting in shape, and there's only like what, a scene or two. But yeah, that guy's huge now.
Yeah.
But every actor did great. I mean, everyone did so good. The humor fucking got me. The heart got me. The resolution between Gamora and Peter. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
The end where I showed like the new lineup of Guardians of the Galaxy, which is even more random. And I was like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
There's just so many little things. I'm like, that makes it, everything just, it landed. It landed everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, there was like no problem. Nathan Fillion, fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
When he talks about the dummies, he's like, yeah, I got one of them on my team too. This fucking guy's nephew. The
Yeah.
dumbest. Oh man. I mean, so many funny parts in the whole film. But
Yeah. I love the part where this whole time it's been about you, Rocket. Oh, I was like, ooh, that's a good one.
yeah, I was like, damn, they really fucking they went deep. They did a good job.
Dang. Hey, it looks like I nobody can see Andres right now except me, but I can tell like you slept in the fetal position, didn't you, after watching this movie?
It got in at the very end, especially. I don't know what happened, if there were just lingering emotions when the Florence and the Machine song came up at the very end.
Yeah.
And they all start like slowly start dancing and like oh man, I'm like, why am I feeling so much right now? And I was like, fuck, man. Like,
I need to punch something.
yeah, they fucking got me, man. But yeah, it was fucking fantastic.
I hate them for it. It was so funny, dude. But I'm glad you liked it, man. It was good, dude. Oh man, I was so happy with it. I was happy with everything about it, except the whole,
they needed a win.
Manipulation of like these poor animals, torture and shit.
It's funny how like they needed a win, they got a win.
Yeah.
And the funny story behind this bullshit is they fired James Gunn for a while to work on this film, and that delayed this film, but they hired him back. But then they lost him, and now he's running DC. So I'm like, dude, this guy could have been really pushing Marvel in a much better direction. Like, this is the strongest Marvel's done in like 5 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And now he's
That's
gone.
why I'm so excited for DC, because I like, for me, he's batting 1,000 over there, like with the Peacemaker and Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm so excited. I'm just like, he's a little dark, right? He has his humor, but it's a little dark and twisted.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how he's gonna interject Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Superman's like this all American guy.
He's gonna do it through Guy Gardner.
Oh man, Guy Gardner.
We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I think he's got a crazy cast, so they're gonna do some crazy shit. I'm super looking forward to it, dude. Nathan Fillion.
I hope they do, man. I hope they do it.
Oh yeah. All right, let's get out of spoilers. Good.
Yeah. That wasn't bad. All right. Next up, we got Ahsoka, episode 5. It was a long episode.
It was. It felt long.
Yeah? You don't like it?
Not really.
No? Wow. I think that for me and you, it's going to be a lot harder to be like, yay, because we didn't watch the prequel, the Rebels, or any of the cartoons. I bet you
if we watched the Clone Wars and the Rebel shows, we wouldn't freaking out. But since we didn't, this show was just 100% just for those folks, which is great. You know, fans. I say this episode looked fantastic. I just thought it kind of like they did not move the story forward at all. There was like 5 minutes worth of moving forward in a fucking long ass episode. I'm like, dude, like I think I'm guilty of thinking it's going to be more in this episode. Like, I thought they were going to fucking go into. All right, let's go into some spoilers here. Fast forward 5.5 minutes to avoid spoilers for Ahsoka. Starting the spoilers. All right, I'll let you know. All right, we're in spoilers. I thought they were going to go into space, find Thrawn, do some fucking fighting, find their buddy, get into some more shit and some more peril. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be like. Instead, they didn't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. It was like they were like in her mind, and then for like fucking the whole episode, and then they went into like a whale's mouth for a little bit, and then that was it. And I'm like, the entire fucking episode was that? It's for story. Now there's all those back cool things, and you get to see silhouettes of Darth Vader, and you get to see, I would call it a little bit of an awkward hidden Anakin Skywalker. Even Christina was like, what's wrong with his face? I'm like, that's some de-aging shit they're trying to do. It's just that
they're the first person that I've heard that has complained to it complained about it. Everybody's liked it so far.
I read online. There were some shots that were fantastic, but there's a couple other shots I was like, why not just use the regular dude? Like, why? You know what? Does he look that bad now? Like, just fucking, who cares?
Yeah.
Just give him a shave him up, put some moisturize him.
I think they're supposed to be a teenager or something.
Yeah, like just put a little Vaseline on the lens. You're fine. You shoot him.
Yeah.
But I don't. Did you understand what the lesson was supposed to be that they spent? Because I don't understand.
I didn't figure it out. I had to like watch a bunch of videos on YouTube.
Tell me, because I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, oh.
So, I thought the episode was really artistic and really like conceptual in a way, right? Because
that's exactly what I told my other buddy. The concept and execution of it, like in the silhouettes and the shadows and the explosion, like this gave it scale without showing the full scale, and I was like, this is fucking cool.
So they're in the between worlds. This is what I've researched. They're in the between worlds, and basically the lesson was that each Jedi passes each other's knowledge, and the last lesson is passing whatever Anakin had learned through Obi-Wan and what Obi-Wan learned from Kai Jong or whatever. And the lesson, what was the lesson? It wasn't that, to me, it was like whatever, some Jedi mumbo jumbo and shit. What was it? It wasn't even like, wow. It was just like another Jedi thing. But I can't remember. But,
so what the fuck was the lesson?
I can't remember, bro. It wasn't that great. It wasn't like, oh man, we're gonna go save the universe now. But
the lesson was go into the whale's mouth and see what happens. I don't know.
But I guess too that part of the reason that the show started the way it started was that Ahsoka was wearing all gray, which I guess it plays into her mood. And when the show starts, this is the lowest Ahsoka's ever been as a person or as a Jedi. So she's wearing all dark clothes and sad and doesn't smile. And then by the time she comes out of the coma or the water, she comes out and she's enlightened, and now she's wearing white. So she's like Gandalf the White now. And then it goes in, she's going to be like super badass, powerful Jedi now.
Okay. I'll just go with that one.
And did you see the little thing where, remember in Mandalorian when Grogu was in the little bubble and they were like speed jumping or whatever, and then he saw silhouettes of whales? They're saying that these are those whales, and that Ahsoka was in the mouth or whatever.
I know these whales are like a thing, and I remember seeing that. And then I think the whales were fucking visually and conceptually fucking cool.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is interesting. I like that a lot. But we'll see what happens, I guess. I don't know. There's more questions, but hopefully they only have like 3 more episodes, I think. What?
Yeah.
6,
or
7,
2, I think. It's 8?
I think it's 8 episodes. So we still have 6, 7, 8. And so that's a lot of stuff they got to wrap up. But I'm guessing this is season 2 they're aiming towards. And I think, I could be wrong, I think this is going to lead directly into the Dave Filoni Star Wars film that's supposed to bring the Mandalorian and Ahsoka and some of those other things all together. Could be fun. And if it has like that feel for this, cool.
Yeah. And apparently one of those stormtroopers is super important that was in the dream sequence.
Oh yeah, Rex. He's from the show. He was like one of the main characters for like the longest time. Like I think Obi-Wan and had like a really tight relationship with Rex. So it was kind of cool, like seeing that.
Cool. All right.
Again, we didn't watch it, so
I liked it. I liked it, and I think once I watched other videos and people react to it or talk about it more than I do, I think I enjoyed it more.
I didn't dislike it. I was just kind of bored, and I was on such a high in the last episode. I'm like, fuck yeah. And then they came to kind of like a halt. I'm like, that kind of bothered me. But anyways, all right. Let's getting out of spoilers here. All right, here we go.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Somebody watched Across the Spiderverse
last night. we were up late, like watching, like we gotta do this.
Yeah.
I've had this fucking Blu-ray just burning a hole in my pocket for like forever, and we got there's so much to say, so much to say. Um, I loved it. I thought the first sequence was a little rough and throwing me off. I'm like, this is different. But then it kind of makes sense, and when the film starts, it just fucking takes off like a rocket ship bouncing from planet to planet, and then it kind of ends. And I think it's no secret at this point. This is part 1 of 2, and man, that especially the end, I was like, this is so cool. This is so cool. And it's gorgeous, and like the animation. Christina was like, how do they do this level of animation? Like, do they just hire ballet dancers and have them like choreograph the movements? Because I mean, it was like so like fucking crazy. And I think we wound 2 sequences to watch it again because we were like, we gotta watch that again. We gotta watch that again. Like, it was so crazy. There's so much going on. Like, the screen is just so dense with so much cool, crazy shit. And in the storyline, like, it was complicated but totally digestible. And I was like, fuck. I don't know. The next film can't get here soon enough. It's gonna maybe be the end of next year if we're lucky. But you already said it was your favorite film of the year so far, and I had to say, I'm pretty much right there with you. Like, this film was fucking crazy, and the stories that they're trying to tell and making it personal between these characters. I'm like, wow, you're feeling it. And with that said, should we get into some spoilers? He is nodding his head. Yes. You're already crying, dude. You're already crying. So here we go. All right. We spoiled the crap out of Across the Spiderverse. We loved it. Fast forward about 9 minutes, roughly. Just go watch it. It's on fucking Blu-ray now. Go buy it. It's awesome. All right. Getting into spoilers. All right. Get your tissue out. Wipe your face real quick. And tell me about some of the spoilers for Across the Spiderverse.
All right. I'm not crying. You're crying. All right. I've only seen it once, and it was in the movie theaters, and it was like a family thing, and kids, and I don't know, man. I'm really good at blocking all that shit out because I was totally invested in the movie, and I just remember just staring and in awe and confused. And like, not confused because I couldn't follow, but confused because I was trying to process the amazing thing that I was watching. Like, it was like living, breathing art. You know, it was like literally breathing. Like, I felt like it was alive while I was watching it, like the film. And because of the level of the animation and like how amazing of a good job they did putting it on the big screen. And then I was just like, and I would like, sometimes I would catch myself just like staring into the background. Then I'm like, whoa, like, pay attention, because there was so much going on. Like, you can probably watch this without any music and just like watch it, or like without any volume, and just watch the images and just like try to break down the art. You know what I'm saying? That happens in there. And there's some insane set pieces and stuff, even though like, just to like processing now from when we introduced the villain Spot, to try to think where it's gonna go from where it is. I'm like, oh my god, I don't know if I'm prepared, you know, because that was amazing in itself, and it's like, you know, it's gonna level up, and then the whole when they go to the Spider-Verse, and like, oh, this is the lobby, and then you like realize it's the whole like universe and stuff, is like kind of like hard to wrap your head around the whole thing too. And just Miles, man, the journey that he goes through and stuff, and just I felt alone, like he felt alone in the moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody, like he feels so lonely because nobody understands what he's going through, or he thinks that nobody understands what he's going through and stuff. And this is a goddamn cartoon. And it's making you think about all this stuff. And it's crazy. The scene between Gwen and her father, that was like, that could be like a short film. Can we
The,
throw
the,
it in the Academy
the two
Award,
of them,
please?
yeah. I was like, fuck. I was like, wow. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And there was like, and they just like everything. And the misplaced sense of, I have to take care of everything from Spider-Man 2099, I think. What
Mm-hmm.
was his name?
Miguel.
Yeah. Miguel. Yeah. Like, I don't think he's coming from a bad place. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He's just misguided. You know what I'm saying? And he's trying to, for the greater good. And how many bad things have happened through actual history because of the greater good, you know? And
Yeah, he's not leaving
it
any
just
room for like
sucks.
nuance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it sucks that it's just, there's so many things that you can sit there and break down from this film and stuff. But dude, I didn't think I was going to find something more deep than the first one, or like, this has so much meat on the bone, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So much meat on the bone. Besides all the visual stuff, it's just like the story of it,
Mm-hmm.
and then with the mom and the dad, and
Mm-hmm.
bro, it's just so much. And then kudos to them, man. I just can't believe that they got this done, and I can't wait for the next one, man. It's just amazing.
Might be a while. But yeah, they were trying to come out in March, but then they
Yeah,
immediately announced like there's no way we're gonna finish anywhere near on time. So we're
yeah,
just gonna be pushed. They didn't make the official announcement for a date. But I think the first film like burned everyone out to death. So they're trying to like avoid that. Or at least they're
yeah,
trying to give everyone a break before they burn them out to death again. But
yeah,
the way I saw this film was like the first film was him coming to grips with who he is and his new place in the world, and like
yeah,
what are his responsibilities and how does he deal with it, because it's all this like crazy, and it kind of comes to grips with that at the end of the first film. This film is like having to come to grips with that now. How do you have a real relationship with like your family and your loved ones and friends with this? And he can't figure it out, and they kind of explore that, and it's like fuck, and he says like, I'm alone, like no one understands, like, and it's like holy shit, like that's crazy. And then the whole choice of like he finds out he's the original anomaly, and I was like fuck, like that's heavy. And then how that
yeah,
had repercussions and how it screwed up so many things. And he's like, yeah, well now your dad has to die, and you're like, what? Like fuck, like it gets fucking crazy. And then the reveal at the end, even man, I was like, Christina called it out. She's like, that's not his world. And I'm like, of course that's his world. And then immediately they reveal, you're
yeah,
like, fuck, that's not his world. And then when they reveal like how crazy his world is, it's like watching Back to the Future 2, where Marty goes back in time to the wrong place. And you're like, oh
mm,
shit, it's all fucked up. And then you're like, damn, they fucking raised the stakes. And then immediately you get to see Gwen, who fucking kicked fucking ass. It's like got her little crew together. Like, all right, we're going to rescue him. You're like, oh shit, this is gonna be awesome.
yeah,
Multiple levels, and then fucking Spot going to kill his dad, and there's the other peace story happening at the same time. Like,
yeah,
fucking sense of urgency, people.
yeah.
So, man, like those two back to back are gonna be like amazing. Hopefully,
Dude, and Spot's such a good villain, bro.
he's such a dumbass, but at the same
Yeah,
time, he's like, okay, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna do that, and then all of a sudden, even as a viewer, I wrote him off. I'm like, this guy's an
yeah,
asshole, and then he
yeah.
just keeps being a bigger asshole. You're like, this might be a problem. Oh, I loved the Indian Spider-Man. Like,
Oh yeah, man.
what? Like
Yeah, it
that?
came out of nowhere, huh?
No idea. And
Yeah,
that whole sequence is fucking insane. And like,
yeah,
it's like, fuck.
yeah,
And then the reveal of the dad was supposed to die, and by not dying, it screwed up the canon timeline. So the
yeah,
timelines are all screwed up. Like, because he was supposed to be there, and he saved the wrong people who were supposed to die. I'm like, shit, that is
yeah,
fucking heavy.
yeah,
And it's like, you can't win. You can't fucking win these guys.
yeah. It's
But
crazy. No, I love the movie, man. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you finally got to watch it.
I'm glad I own that shit because I
Oh,
can throw it on any time. And because we watched the first one recently too, and I'm like, we got to get ready for the second one.
mhm.
And fuck, they're so good. Like it's punching way above its weight. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
And you feel this, but you feel this pain so many times.
Yeah.
Just feel bad for the guy. That's the classic Spider-Man thing. Like the guy's
Yeah.
gonna get screwed.
Yeah.
But there you go, man. Fucking awesome. Looking forward to watching it. I gotta watch some spoiler or some of those Easter egg videos because the too much to visually process.
And I was gonna say, it's like, even with all that heaviness throughout the story and the film, there was a lot of funny shit. There was a lot of fun. It was still fun. You know, it was still like, I was still bobbing my head to the soundtrack and like feeling the music and everything like that. And so kudos, man. Just kudos. And
the family dynamic was just so like the few scenes that they're in together, like you're feeling it, man. You're like, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, so good. All right, man. I think we can leave the spoilers now. Moving on.
Okie dokie. All right, moving on. I watched episodes 1 and 2 of The Changeling on Apple Plus, starring Lakeith Stanfield. Boom. And I can't remember the girl's name, but it's a sci-fi horror show. And basically the premise is that these two people meet each other. They kind of have a thing, but she didn't want to date the guy at first because she was moving away and she didn't know for how long. She was going to go backpacking and blah, blah, blah through the jungle in Brazil. And they go their separate ways. And while she was in Brazil, she goes to a lake and there's like some lady there. And I guess she's like a witch or something. And she grants her 3 wishes. And she ties a red string around her wrist. And she says, if you let this string, if your wishes will come true, if the string just wears itself out. You know what I'm saying? If it just rips by itself. But if you cut it, or if it gets cut, then it'll be a curse, right? And your 3 wishes won't come.
That's a shitty deal.
And she took it, and then she comes back, and like the first day, she runs into the guy, and she tells him the story. She tells him the story, and they're all like happy and stuff like that. And he's like, you don't believe in that shit, do you? And he cuts the string. And they didn't think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying?
So
they were just like
first date.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they ended up getting married and, you know, they're blah, 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 their stuff. And then after that, things start happening, you know? And it's like the first episode is like really dense because I told you the main plot of the story, but it's also travels. There's some backstory and like some flashback scenes from both of the characters, and it goes through like the 60s, the 70s, present time. So it's really dense, but it's really well done. It's really good looking. And the second episode ended up with a little mini scary cliffhanger. So yeah.
So you're in.
Oh, I'm in. Yeah, The Changeling.
Do you think
Apple Plus
level of creepiness, like, would I dig it?
No, yeah, there hasn't been any jump scares yet. Like, as far as the scary factor, nothing has been scary yet.
Okay.
And there's been 2 episodes. Right now, they're just setting up the world and stuff like that. And they're just setting up like the possibilities. And now, like, and that's where like episode 2 ended, and you're like, what? Like they're setting something up that's gonna happen, and you're like, what the fuck's gonna happen? I don't know. Somebody's gonna be possessed.
Demon.
Yeah, the kid could be a demon. Somebody's getting possessed. Somebody's murdering somebody. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that could happen.
IRS is gonna knock on your door, and you're like, fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways,
Apple, always solid, man.
Yeah. Apple Plus.
All right. Time to move on.
Moving on.
A couple new things.
Yeah, excited. All right. New to the list, The Continental on Peacock, September 22nd.
Yeah.
Almost there, man.
I think it's
3
like
episodes.
4 episodes. Three episodes.
I read it was 3. One a
Yeah, so it's like
week.
a mini series, and I think
Yeah.
they're long. I think they're like an hour and a half or something like that.
Hmm.
I think, and it's a
Yeah.
prequel to John Wick. It looks cool. Visually looks
Looks
fun.
cool. Set in the
Yeah,
70s. We're
yeah,
gonna get some pimping assassins.
yeah. It's gonna
New York
be
City.
get some disco assassins going. I don't know, but it looks cool, and mostly it takes place around the hotel that is like the safe hotel in John Wick.
Yeah.
Mostly safe hotel,
Yeah.
and it looks cool. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Me too.
And then that brings us to something else that's coming back, and I think end of next week. We might be recording before this one airs, but I think we're both kind of excited. The next season of the Great British Bake Off.
Sweet.
We need more Bake Off in our lives. After last season's
Yeah.
fucking, it's funny. We rewatched several seasons over the years. We're like, hey, let's just watch this episodes. Let's watch this season again. Like slow burn it again. And some are so damn enjoyable. While last seasons we were like one and done. It was like just such an season.
Yeah.
And they announced they're not going to do any more country themes or regional themes because the blowback of the Mexico episode last year, which was just a terrible episode. I think we agree. We talked about it. Um, and there was that issue where it was kind of embarrassing where they did like French week and then, or no, German week, and the Italian dude beat the German dude, and during German week, I was like, oh shit. Like embarrassing. And then the biggest change is they have a new host. They got Matt Lucas is gone, who I was like
Who was that guy?
the albino.
Oh.
So they replace him with a woman, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, there was some awkward stuff with that Matt Lucas guy. So he always just felt like an outsider. But
Mm,
we'll see. He just felt like performing. He didn't really feel like he was into it. I don't know, but I'm super fucking stoked. It's gonna be on
mhm.
Netflix when it shows up in a couple weeks.
Sweet.
And then last one, did you see I put this on here? Elemental. You already watched
Yeah.
it.
It's on there already?
It just popped out of nowhere. I was like, oh shit, that's on Disney. And I'm kind of like, you watched it, you reviewed it, you said it was not really a kiddie film.
No.
Um, do you think we would like it? I don't remember what the
Um,
consensus was.
I don't know. I think it's middle of the road. Nothing great, nothing too great about it. I think it'd be interesting to see what your thoughts of it, of the geopolitical aspect of it.
Okay. All right. Good.
For a
Noted.
kids film. For a kids film.
All
There's
right.
some
Oh, yeah.
segregation issues that are interesting. I'm like,
No, I'm
who are
curious.
the fire can't be with the water people. The fire secluded from everything. Who are the fire people? All minorities? I don't know.
El Fuegos.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let you know if I end up watching it. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, put it on. Shits and giggles.
We'll see.
I mean, the animation is okay. It's not like
It,
Spider-Verse. I'll tell you
it
that
looked
much.
interesting, sure, but we'll see. I don't know. All right, moving on.
Moving on. Double feature. Boom, boom, boom. And since we got Ahsoka and Guardians of the Galaxy, we went with space themes.
Space adventure.
Space adventure.
All right, I'll go. There's so many, like you said. But okay,
Yeah.
one of the rules was nothing that starts with star, meaning wars or Trek.
Yeah.
I went for a really fun space adventure from 1997, The
Mm-hmm.
Fifth Element.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Such a cool movie. I remember when it came out, I'm like, why can't Star Wars be more like this? Like it came out and then the prequels came out not too long afterwards. I'm like, why didn't you sprinkle some of the Fifth Element in there, make it more interesting? But man, the Fifth Element is so cool and lots of space shit there.
Mm.
And I don't know what to say. This is one of Bruce Willis's coolest films. The designs, they're so fucking awesome. The action's fucking cool. Gary Oldman fucking kills. Chris Tucker fucking kills. Mila Jovovich fucking kills. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, jeez, all these
Chris
fucking hitters.
Tucker,
Yeah, just come in and just fucking
super green.
just cracks us up, man. There's
Yeah.
so many cool sequences. The idea of it is so cool, and it was just a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah. I agree with you. I remember watching it the first time and I was like, what is this? I was like, wow. I was amazed. I was amazed by it just because they went for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They went for it. They're like, nothing's too crazy for this. I'm like, from the design, like, of even like design of the aliens and all these different types of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, this is really interesting. Like the big guys that were like the protectors of the elements, and
Mm-hmm.
they're the slowest people on the fucking in the universe. And
Not very competent.
yeah. Like across the board, not a lot of smart people, you know. And then the people that can change their faces, and like the mutants, and like the dog face guy, and
Mm-hmm.
dude, it was amazing. I enjoyed this movie a lot too. For a while, it was a very high Bruce Willis film on the filmography for me. Yeah, it was good. Good
I
choice.
think this film, is much bigger than Bruce Willis. Like when I look at it, he's in it, but I mean,
Yeah,
this film would have been amazing with most anyone in
yeah.
his role. But I'm glad it was him.
And the opera
Dude,
singer.
so good. Everything like this film was like it should not be this good, but it was just everything was just clicking, click, 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 click.
And speaking of like the chameleon, Gary Oldman. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god, bro! It's like, who is this guy? It was just so many good things about this film. Yeah,
No stones, no cases.
yeah, yeah.
Man, chaos. Chaos runs everything.
The
Man,
taxi multi-pass, all that.
dude, and fucking
When they
like
go recruit the major in his little apartment, and he's like putting the people in the shower and the freezer and
the
it was
bed.
yeah,
Dude,
dude.
the dude's trying to rob him with the fucking hand. Yeah, give me the money. Give me the
Yeah,
cash. You're like, what the fuck? There's so many things. Like this film
yeah.
it's so out there, but it came together so well. And it still holds up. I think we watched it recently last year. I'm like, yep, this
Mhm.
movie's still awesome. But all right. What
Yeah.
you got? What's
For
your
me, I was gonna go serious, but I'm gonna keep it light since we went light with that. I'm gonna go with Wally, one of my all-time favorite Pixar movies. I love this movie. It really touched me when it came out, and I just love that little guy and him and Eve.
mm-hmm.
You really, really, really made something special,
And
and
it fucked with your heart and your emotions towards the end. You're like, oh, you did it to
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And man, I was like the animation of it, it's just amazing. And like the first like 20-30 minutes, there's no dialogue, and just like, just live in the story, just let yourself be in the moment, and let this little guy tell you what his day to day is, and everything that takes off after when they leave Earth, and all the great images from him, like exploring space for the first time. And like I remember like the scene with the fire extinguisher and
Mhm.
him being out there, that was amazing. And this movie's amazing, and I remember loving it from the beginning.
I love that. Like they didn't overly pack this film. It was like simplified.
Yeah,
And they just found a way to engage you. And you're just like, this is fucking fantastic. And they made it simple. And then the people show up later. You're like, oh shit.
yeah,
Um,
we're not so
and
good.
then you see some of the stuff going on, and it's like, huh. And then they fuck with you at the end with the emotions. And
Yeah,
this film was very good. I don't know what else to
yeah,
tell you. This film was like kind of almost a perfect film.
yeah.
Like it's fantastic.
I love it. Yeah, man, great movie.
This
That's
is
a
no cop.
pretty good double feature right there, bro.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, man.
It's funny because there's like scenes in Fifth Element where there's this trash stacked up all over the place, and you can't go to the streets. And there's like they're at some airport and they're trying to take
Yeah,
off, and it's just surrounded by trash and creatures. And you're like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there you go, double feature: Fifth Element and Wally. I say watch. Wally first.
Yeah. All right, man. Anything else you want to add? I think that we did it. Woo!
Nothing to add.
We're the champions.
Yes, we are. Mr. Tea Leaf champion over here. And
Mr. Sad Sack criticized guy.
Yeah. I think I was pretty nice today.
Really? Really? Wow. You must have blacked out a couple times.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. You're talking about your feelings and emotions, and you fucking blacked out and went back the other way. Fucking Darth Vader mode. You're like, fuck this.
That's it.
All right. No, I think I'm good, man. That's our show. We did it again. Have a great week. Please like and subscribe. Let us know. Leave any recommendations. Are we missing anything? We'd love to check it out. I'm Francisco.
And I'm Andres.
Have a great week. 2 nerds, 1 pod. Vámonos. Let's go. Put it on the list. Yeah, yeah.